right.
Any update on Will Taylor?
Yeah, he's had his wrist looked at a couple of times now, and there's a bunch of small bones in the wrist, and he fractured one of them, and he'll have a procedure next week, Tuesday, and he'll be out a few weeks, maybe be back late May, something like that. But he'll be out for probably a good 4 weeks while he's rehabbing that. But we just had that confirmed, and it's a big loss. Obviously, he's a dynamic player and an incredible athlete, but it's a different situation than Andrew Chufo, because Willie T will be able to be back and help us, especially as we kind of get into conference tournament, postseason, regionals, stuff like that.
He injured on that catch out there.
Yep. There's a left-handed hitter who had hit it to the fence, the AB before, and so that left-handed hitter was up again with a runner on first, and I moved him back. So I wish I wouldn't have done that, but Willie T being Willie T, and going balls to the wall, goes and lays out and tries to make a Superman. He's made so many unbelievable catches in foul territory, but just the way he dove and rolled over his glove, just got that bone. But he stayed in there because he's tough as nails. But then it just started to stiffen up, and we knew something wasn't quite right the next day.
Coach, last week, losing 3 of 4, you kind of had a meeting with the team, and you talked about you wanted them to feel what it's like to have multiple losses, because that's what elimination feels like. After you had that conversation with your team, was there anybody else? Did the team have a meeting or anything and discuss the events of last week, or did they just take the message that you sent them and decided to ride with that going into this series this weekend with Pittsburgh?
I don't know if I told them that specifically. I always focus on kind of how we play, and then I think I did mention that when we lost 2 in a row, we had, up to that point in the season, we had done such a good job of bouncing back from adversity. We had not lost 2 in a row up until that point. So I think I did make a comment about that, but that wasn't anything really that I didn't belabor that point with them. When we get in here into the classroom setting, it's breaking down film of things that happened in the game. It's talking about the execution of the game. It's things we did well. It's things we need to improve upon. It's not as much big picture stuff as you would think. It's very narrow, singular focus of just how we play and how we compete.
And that was going to be my follow-up question, was there a hidden message in there at all with that? Because it doesn't seem like midway through the season that would be a big, huge topic of conversation.
Yeah, it wasn't a topic of conversation with them. And now's not the time of the year to really look that far ahead. It's just, we just need to play hard, we need to compete hard, and we need to execute. Our guys are, they do a good job. They're able to turn it around for the most part and make adjustments mid-game, and recognize when we need to raise our level of compete, and they did that today. And they've done that and even when we are competing hard and just take a punch because other teams, everyone's good, they've responded very well as well. So yeah, there really wasn't a big picture type of thing last week. It was just, we could very clearly see that NC State's a very good ball club. They have some really good pitching and really good players, and they outplayed us the first 2 games, and that was it. And then we turned it around on Sunday with Aiden Canuck pitching, and have gotten some really good bullpen performances these last few games.
What did you say from Mathis that you put him in that number 2 hole where Will was?
He's been in there before this year at times when Willie T was hitting in the 6 hole. He's just a good hitter, and there's really no rhyme or reason to it. Just kind of wanted him to. Sometimes you think about wanting a guy like Mathis coming up, you know, as much as possible. Blake's kind of steady in that 3-hole, and I like Jimmy more hitting in the middle of the order than, because he was in the 2-hole as well. And sometimes you do it like, hey, you know, Cam gets on, who do you want coming up next? And well, let's put Jimmy there. He gets on base a lot, and it's like, he's like him, kind of 4-5, where he has a chance to hit a lot of RBIs. So, I mean, I like that our lineup isn't set, and we're, you know, have some moving pieces, and guys, especially with these injuries, are coming in and out, and we can move it around and still find ways to score. I think there'll be an adjustment period here for us as we figure this, you know, the injured life out that we've got. We've got, you know, a few adjustments to make, but may be able to go, you know, Becerra against a right-handed pitcher in left field, and a right-handed hitter like Crichton or Hall in left field when a left-hander pitches. You know, Cooper Blauser can play first when Jimmy Obertop catches. You know, so can Tristan McClatty. So it's one of those things where we'll probably have multiple lineups for a while.
With Jaron, he slipped there, going for that ball there in the later innings. Is he okay? What did he tell you when he coming off?
Yeah, I mean, we've had enough injuries the last couple of years. So when he was laying down on the field, I was like, you got to be kidding me. But no, he just slipped. He was fine. He got right back up. He really likes Kim, so I think he wanted her running there.
With all the injuries you guys have experienced this year, how much of a boost is it, I guess, to get Tristan Smith back, Molly?
Yeah, great. And you know, he had some tough luck today with the error, but I liked seeing him out there for sure, and he looked good. He was throwing hard. He had good stuff. You know, got frustrated a couple of times, but it's great to have him back. You know, we're gonna keep him around 60 pitches tonight. That was the plan, and we'll just build him up from here on out. But yeah, he pitched well, and you know, it's always tough deal to give up some unearned runs, but he pitched well for the most part. Good to have him back out there.
Not to keep harping on the injuries or anything, but status of Cam Kennerell in that shoulder. Is he healthy now? Is everything good to go?
No, he's not 100%, but he's battling, you know, really well. But he had to stop throwing for a while, and then he started a throwing program and had to build back up, and he was DHing for quite some time for us, and you know, only playing center field a little bit. But yeah, he's not 100%, you know, letting it rip, but he's you know, he's being smart, and he's following his progression, and you know, he's doesn't bother anything to hit or play defense or anything, but yeah, he's doing great, and probably makes a few too many long throws than maybe what he's supposed to, but he's a super competitor. That's his superpower, is his competitive nature. So yeah, he's you know, we were worried about him there early on because he did that like week 2 of the season. So but yeah, we've been battling the injury bug all year. Just that's this exact same game that JJ got hit in the face, which was game 4 of the season. So yeah, it's been ever since then. We've had kind of one thing after the next. So looks like that's going to be part of our story, and you know, it's actually the teams that do special things. It's usually not without something other than just what's happening on the field, and this will certainly be part of our story. But it's either giving some guys some experience, or it's making us tougher by having to overcome. So I do like, I hate some of it, like a guy like Chufo, but the other part of it, you know, where it puts other guys in there and people have to pick each other up, there is some benefit to that.
I'm sure you told Cam to stop sliding into first base for no reason.
Again, super competitor. His compete is his superpower, and if he thinks he can be safe sliding feet first into first, he will do it.
I know we've talked about Ballstead a lot, but Reed Garris, how do you feel like he's kind of settled into some high leverage innings?
Yeah, I mean, he was a guy we had penciled in for high leverage reliever going into it, just because the high leverage innings he pitched last year, and he's especially valuable when he's coming off of, or when he's going in following up a sinker ball guy like Ballstead or Clayton or Darden, somebody that's got sink and he's got that. It's just a completely different look. So he's doing a great job of throwing strikes and attacking, and thought he pitched really well tonight to get 2 big strikeouts, first and second, nobody out, and that represented tying run at first and the go-ahead run at the plate, and to do what he did, get 3 quick outs. That was a huge point in the game.
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you, Coach.